broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Hitting the licks in the van. Legacies.
Hello, what's up, everybody? Happy, what is it, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing great. I know I am. We got Wednesday night, draft night, NBA style. We'll see what's going on here in a minute. I'll share the screen and we'll figure out what's happening. Otherwise, I hope everybody's had a great day. Big shout out to Grassroots KC. Thank you for helping support the show, support the channel. Use code MAX10 when you visit the site at www.grassrootskc.com. Use code MAX, M-A-X, the number 10, 10% off all purchases all the time, every day. We ship across the country. We ship everywhere and anywhere. Satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back. Or your money back. I don't make anything on it. I'm out of that. I just help plug them, and in return, I get a little bit of help too. So, one of those things, and a family member is involved in it, so it helps out everybody. I think it's a win-win. You know, you can try something and see if it works for you. And I think that if you do try, I apologize about that, then you will certainly enjoy. So, thank you once again. And thank you all for being a part of this tonight and every night, you guys. I was going to go on it too, but then I decided we'll talk about the draft as it goes on tonight and tomorrow. So tomorrow night, we're going to do 7 o'clock as well. And that's when the second round of the draft is going to be. So that's what we got going on. Let me close this up over here, and I'll be able to share the screen, and then we'll go from there. It'll be great. It'll be amazing. Let me get that. All right. Bear with me for just a second, guys and gals. Select window. And window. And Elite top looks at night one. Well, I'm sure that they do. Let me get back over here and make sure that we're able to show this here. There we go. Then as I click over here, I'll be able to see what's going on with the draft, guys, and minimize the screen at the same time. And minimize this one and move it over. And now that's much more usable. And as always, it's an interactive show. You're more than welcome to jump on. I'll gladly add anyone who wants on here. More than welcome to. And man, have fun with it. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. There we go. There's that. And there, like I said, we got Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Locals, Rumble, Kick. Probably something else that I'm not thinking about right now, but let's listen to what we got going on here according to ESPN 8 minutes ago. Night one, Cooper Flag, Jeremiah Fears, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, Ace Newell, VJ Edgecombe, Don Nipple. That didn't really give me any kind of information there. That's good. What, did it freeze up on me over here? What are you doing? That's wild. If it froze up, I apologize. It actually might have frozen up on me. Let me do this here. One thing I was reading earlier, looking at earlier, was this whole T-Mac Kobe argument that's been in the headlines here as of late. Now, if it's me personally, there's not even a question as to which player is better. You want to compare T-Mac to somebody, you do a better job comparing him to Penny Hardaway than you do to Kobe. That's no. Kobe's on a different level than T-Mac or Penny were on. Not to say that T-Mac and Penny weren't great players, a couple of personal favorites, but as far as saying something crazy like if you put me in Kobe's situation on that Lakers team with Shaq, I'd have got a chip too. Nah, man, don't say that. Don't use that as an example. And it's just about respect in that case, because man ain't around anymore. How are you going to talk about the man when he ain't around anymore like that? It's just something that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, at least a bad taste in my mouth, because I respect T-Mac and I really like his game. But to say that I could have taken Kobe's place, nah, you're talking crazy now, bro. You're just talking just to talk. It doesn't even make any sense. And you don't have a ring. I don't even believe that you ever won a playoff series. At least with Penny, he went to an NBA Finals. Granted, they lost terribly to the Houston Rockets, but at least they made it. T-Mac never made it to the finals. Never. And as far as playing with Shaq, you played with the 7-foot man from China named Yao Ming. I understand injury issues, this and that. Yeah, everybody has to go through injury issues when you're playing professional sports like full contact sports, basketball, football, hockey being the big ones that I can think of. I'm not talking about one-on-one sports like boxing, and golf is not a sport, golf's a game. But I digress. And I was going to tell you some more about the draft and anything new that's coming up and share the screen again, and we'll get to that point here in just a second. We'll try it. These sons of guns. What we'll do is we'll add another window right here and just add a new tab. And then we'll go right here. Boom. Share screen. Tab. Share. And now this tab is shareable. And I move it over here. All right. So, boom. Now we're going to do this. Take it over there. And I know, guys, I know. First time doing this? No, it's not my first time doing this. Live updates, team to watch, potential trades, news, and analysis. Now, granted, the draft probably started, 10 minutes ago? The first round of the 2025 NBA draft is here tonight in Brooklyn, Barclays Center, by the way. There will be 2 rounds and 59 picks in this year's event, which takes place at Barclays Center, the home of the Nets. Duke's Cooper Flagg is the heavy favorite to be selected with the first overall pick by the Dallas Mavericks. You can watch it on ESPN and ABC. You could stream FUBU and try it for free. Or get involved at live at theathletic.com. We don't need you to go live on theathletic.com because you are already where you need to be, right here with old Max. 17 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Yeah, we realized that. We know it's here. Come on. You know what? Let's try. That's just crazy. I expected more from The Athletic. I really did. I really, really did. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oops. And if this doesn't get me what I want, then I'm going to turn on searches later. I'll do that later. Sporting news details. All right. What channel is the NBA draft? We know what channel it is. We just told you it's on ESPN and ABC. I don't necessarily care about watching it. I just want to see the coverage. Why? Can't just be a simple ass thing. One second, let's do this. And if you haven't done so already, you know what I would really appreciate? If you guys would go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and like, subscribe, notification, share, blah, 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 words with words. That's the wrong count. All right. Let's try this one more way. There we go. Coverage. Round one, pick one. Why are you? See, there again. We should be follow every pick. And that's what we're doing right now. Cooper flag. Round one, pick one. Let's try it once again. Why this isn't refreshing is crazy for me, but let's take this, stop it, start it, share it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now, round one, pick one, Cooper flag, Mavericks. And we're going to follow every pick. Got an A+ on that one. Comparisons to AK-47 and Pippen. Can't really say much bad about them. Next pick is going to be the Spurs. Second pick. Let's see what happens with that. I don't know. Back to this Kobe thing. Why do people consider... I don't understand why people hate on Kobe when he's not around. It's crazy to me why more people don't stand up and say more things about Kobe in his defense. To me, that's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. One of the greatest players to ever play. I noticed that your channel would benefit from a larger audience to help boost. Yeah, through that, whatever. I'm not paying anything to any platform ever. It's not gonna happen. That's not the way I roll, bro. No, thank you. No, but appreciate the comment all the same. Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all. Nah, I was talking about my buddy Tony, and when we played ball, we played pickup ball. We didn't play. Well, Tony actually played organized team sports, basketball here in Kansas, but I didn't play organized team basketball. I played football, but in pickup games, didn't sit there and call foul and one, nothing like that. No, we played hard. We drove hard. We did everything the way we were supposed to do it. Did it right. And we had fun doing it. Now everybody just a bunch of soft little weak bitches. Got to make these kids a lot tougher than what they are now. I'll tell you that right now. Right now, these kids are soft like fucking butter. Just fucking. They make no sense. They're nonsensical and ridiculous with some of their fucking shit that they do, from Tide Pods to just all kinds of dumb shit. And we are on live draft, so nothing has changed yet. San Antonio hasn't done anything with their pick, so nothing new to announce on that as of yet. But yeah, you got people talk bad about Kobe that never even won a damn championship. T-Mac and Kobe, they were close. And Kobe shared some personal things with T-Mac about how he wanted to, be immortalized and, be immortalized forever by dying early. That sounds crazy, but that's something that he said early on in his career and shared that with Brady. But to me, it just sounds crazy. But obviously, it's something that was true. And then for T-Mac to go around and all of a sudden want to jump in Kobe's place and put himself in Kobe's shoes as though he could fill those shoes. And it looks like we got another update. San Antonio's got their pick in. We got Dylan Harper. Nice job, Rod Harper's son. We got him compared to Cade Cunningham and Deron Williams, as opposed to Pippen and Kirilenko. But I like Dylan Harper. I think that Dylan Harper is going to work out well on that San Antonio squad. It'll be a better team with Dylan Harper and Wemby on it. Coaching wise, we'll see what happens. Might take a little bit to get things together and pull things together and make it work, but I think that ultimately they made a good pick. I think that Ace is probably going next, but we'll see. I was not surprised to see Dylan Harper go second. I don't think anybody really was. So good job, Dylan Harper. Congratulations, Ron Harper. Champion in your own right. Many a ring there. Got him with the Bulls, got him with the Lakers. Yeah. So we got Cooper Flag off the board, and we got Dylan Harper off the board. Is Bailey going to be the next one? Is that what the Sixers are going to do? I'm curious to see what the Hornets are going to do, personally. That's what I'm seeing. And then who else talks shit on Kobe? Oh, Agent Zero. Bitch-ass Gilbert Arenas. Fuck Gilbert Arenas. I don't listen to any... You know what? When it comes to, listening to mainstream media and their takes and sports, it's all bullshit. It's nothing but sensationalism and entertainment. And granted, you have to have some of that in order to keep people watching and keep them engaged. But at the same time, at least be honest about shit. Don't sit here and, constantly lie and push narratives that are absolutely ridiculous and false when it comes to certain players. telling people that don't know any better that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. You got your damn mind. LeBron James is hardly that. Which brings me to that thumbnail that I put between the exchange with SGA and Bronny. You got here's the thing with LeBron and Bronny. LeBron is a motherfucker that didn't have a positive role model growing up. Never had anybody to look up to. And if he did, they did a poor job of setting an example of how to be a man when you grow up and you're a grown man. You're damn 40 years old now. You're still a dumbass. Now your son replying with dumbass comments like, my daddy got 4 rings. Like, you're one of those my daddy motherfuckers. Pussy, please. Nothing worse than an entitled little bitch that's never had to do anything. This motherfucker's never had to struggle for shit. And I'm not talking about LeBron. I'm talking about all his children. Never had to struggle. Never. And they never will have to struggle. You'll never see these motherfuckers on the streets panhandling. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Still waiting to see what's going on with that 3rd round pick. Let's see if we hit the refresh, anything new come up. And nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Hit it one more time just to be sure I didn't hit it hard enough. Yeah, well, still waiting on Philly. Don't matter what Philly does, the city of brotherly fuck ups. Ain't no love in Philly. Ain't no love in Philly. Go to Philly, try to be fucking all lovey-dovey with some of the motherfuckers. No, not gonna happen. Yeah, Gilbert Arenas a bitch ass. How many championships he got? Oh, none. Yeah, that's what I thought. Played for the Wizards, played for the Magic. I don't remember who else he played for. If he played for anybody else, yeah, he can get you a bucket. He had a nice shot, no doubt, but fuck Gilbert Arenas. Compare yourself to Kobe or talking down to Kobe? No, stop. Sounds stupid. Oh, we got some action. What do we got? Philly make a decision. Philly coming to their motherfucking senses. Let me switch things up a little bit here. Change the mood. Let me put on. Nope. We'll refresh again. And yeah, Yahoo Sports is generally pretty dependable as far as going to and having a nice, reliable source to go with it. They gave a B as far as draft grade. I don't know. I think it's just because it's going to take some time to develop, and then Wemby and his health issues, which he's a young guy, healthy guy. He should be okay. With his age, I think he'll rebound. I think they're a little hard on Dylan Harper there. He's got that pedigree of basketball in him. And comparing Cooper Flag to Scottie Pippen or Andre Kirilenko, that's kind of crazy to me, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you right now that this draft is dragging, boy. It's dragging. 7:30 almost. And still waiting on the Sixers to make a pick. Fuck. And San Antonio's got the 14th pick also. So Thunder got a fucking pick. That's going to be, Celtics are in 28th as far as picks go. Brooklyn's got a couple first rounders. Phoenix got a couple first rounders. Man, Brooklyn's got, 3 first round picks, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. There we go. They took Edgecombe. All right. Bailey on the board still. Decided to go with the wing from Baylor. 3rd pick overall. Congratulations. They got him compared to Victor Oladipo and Christian Brown. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Red and blue KU, baby. There you go. I wonder what kind of grade they gave that. At 6'4". No. Close to 20. One and done in Baylor. Why not? Why not? Take a chance. What's the worst that can happen? You get another bust? There, nothing new for Philly. Now I'm curious. I'm not a gambler, not a drinker. I do a little vape here and there. But if I were to gamble, I would say Hornets are taking Ace Bailey. That's just what I think right now. First three picks are in. Number 1, Cooper Flagg to the Mavericks. Number 2, Dylan Harper to the Spurs. And number 3, VJ Edgecombe to the Sixers. Next, we're waiting on the Hornets and see who the Hornets pick. Like I said, I think we're going to see Bailey go to the Hornets, but we'll see. And being as it's also draft night, and I'm sitting over here talking about Kobe and his legacy, trying to, tarnish the man's legacy. I mean, what? Yeah, he had his legal issues in 2003. He, took care of it like a man. He's a human being. He makes mistakes. He was man enough and manned up and took care of business, handled it like he should. And in the end, it worked out for him. He kept his family together, and he grew his family, and it didn't derail or destroy his career. And, going back and forth in court cases to still play games, that says a lot about your dedication to your craft. And it's, saying and comparing yourself to Kobe, who also won an Oscar. Yeah, it's, like I said, Kobe was a one of one, like Jordan, a one of one. You're never going to see another one like that again. Not going to happen. And for perspective, like I said, a lot of you cats out here that are in your 20s, 30s, or if you think you're old because you're 40, like LeBron, and you know everything about basketball, you're full of shit. You kiss my ass because you don't know shit. If you got to listen to Stephen A. Smith or Shannon Sharp's fucking horse-faced looking ass. And what do we got? We got something happening, something brewing. We got an update. Draft grade of A-. All right, okay. If I'm not mistaken, Daryl Morey's still a part of that organization as far as management and front office. So, good job. A-. It's basically just a all the same. Okay. Yeah. 200 live viewers, actual active chat engagement, everything you need. Yeah, don't Discord for more details. I prefer English too, bro, unless you want to speak Russian. But I appreciate it, Dan, but like I said, I'm not trying to pay for anything. I'm doing this organically my way, and that's the only way it's going to happen. It's going to grow. It's either going to get some legs and walk and make it, or it won't. That's simple. But I'm not going to force something that wasn't meant to be. And, things are what they are, and it is what it is. So that's not necessarily true. I don't believe that it is what it is. I'm more of a it is what you make it type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Fate and destiny being one thing, the other thing being the fact that you also have control of what you do to a point, unless you believe everything was already written and we're just playing it out, which if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs, their own opinions. And hey, you guys are no different than anybody else. Say what you need to say. Say your truth, even though it might not be the truth or even factual. You got something on your chest and you need to get it off. Get your ass on here and do it instead of doing something crazy that you might regret later. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. We're 30 minutes into the show right now. I appreciate everybody watching, staying engaged with me, and contributing to the show, to the channel. Getting close to, I think, 116,000 views, which for a YouTube channel with 33 subscribers and hopefully growing. It's pretty good for a short amount of time also. So people are watching, and I just need more people to subscribe, just like they do on Facebook or Instagram. But like I said, I'd rather do it organically and take time, make it right, and develop as I go and grow and do it with you guys. Ultimately, you know what my goal is? I'll be honest with you. Is to, if I ever were to get monetized, all I want to do is help other people and give back. Think of it as a bank, but a little bit different because I'm not charging any kind of interest. I'm just going to give you money. People that actually need help, I want to help those people. People that are forgotten, lost, have no place to go, have fallen through the cracks of the system, whether it be medical, judicial, doesn't matter. That's what I want to do is help people because I've been in those situations and I know what it's like, and it's not any fun. And not having somebody try to give you some support and guidance doesn't make it any easier. So ultimately, my goal is to not see people end up in a position to where I'm currently at, and I can't really speak to it very much at this point in time. But hopefully, within the next month or two, I'll be able to talk to it some more and give you some insight on some things that you shouldn't do and should do and have every right to do. But for the meantime, I will say this. Anything and everything that you say can and will be used against you. And that includes anything that you do on social media, have done on social media. People will look back and dig in your past as far as they can to try to find anything that they can to make you look bad and discredit you in any way that they can. And that's just the nature of the beast. That is. People get dirt on you, they'll try to use it against you. You want to call blackmail? Fine. I call it people just being fucking people. You got to understand that life itself is very simple, super simple. People, they're complicated and make things complicated for others. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way things roll. Know the difference between things that you can and cannot control, and try to be smart enough and understand that the basic things that I was raised to, instill in myself and then pass on to my children: hard work ethic, dedication, following through, never start anything that you can't finish, and finish everything that you start. Don't half-ass anything. Don't try to accomplish anything. Trying is a mild form of failure. You don't try to go to the bathroom. You either go to the bathroom or you don't go to the bathroom. There's no in-between there. So you got to apply yourself and dedicate yourself and be able to follow through and motivate yourself. You can't expect other people to motivate you. You need to be the one motivating yourself and going out there and doing the work to accomplish whatever goal it is that you want. Don't expect people to sit here and coddle you and do it for you, hold your hand. That's not the way it is. My generation, we know that. The generation before mine, they knew that and still know that, the ones that are around. And as far as the generation that came after me in this current generation, I told you the baby butt cheek bitch ass soft. I meant that. You need to toughen these motherfuckers up, and you need to tell you, it goes back to basics. Keep your mouth shut. Don't rat on your fucking friends. Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't hang around fucking idiots, because that shit's contagious just like anything else. Don't hang around stupid people. Don't hang around a bunch of fucking losers. Don't hang around people that are going to fucking bring you down. Don't hang around a bunch of people that are always going to tell you what you want to hear. Be around people that are genuine, honest, and have your best intentions at heart. Don't hang around a bunch of fake-ass motherfuckers that don't care about you. They're going to come and go just like fucking anything else. No. Be smart. Do smart shit. This is present me that's going to end up talking to future me. And maybe someday someone will listen, watch this, and realize that what I've been saying and talking about is absolutely true. Oh, Neville went I wasn't expecting that. Another Dookie gone off the board to the Hornets with the 4th pick. And they're comparing himself to Cam Johnson and Bojan Bogdanovic. Very simple to pronounce his name if you're able to enunciate properly. But anyway, Utah, it's up next with the 5th pick. Good God. We got Flag at number 1 to the Mavericks, Harper number 2 to the Spurs, Edgecombe number 3 to the Sixers, and the 4th pick Hornets get Nepal from Duke. And let's see what kind of grade they give that. Like I said, I'm surprised that Bailey's still on the board, but we'll see what happens. Don't know why he's still on the board, but hey, it is what it is. And no, we're not going to go for hours upon end with the entirety of the draft because that's somebody else's show. They can do that. If you want to watch the draft, feel free to do it. Feel free to do it. And then you can see some of the, the 10th pick of the first round of the Suns came from the Rockets. The 13th pick for the Hawks is from the Kings. San Antonio's 2nd pick of the night, the 14th pick overall, is coming from the Hawks. The Thunder's 15th pick, the first one of the night for them, is coming from the Heat. The Grizzlies are getting their first pick of the night from the Magic. Timberwolves are getting their first pick, 17th overall, from the Pistons. The Wizards are getting their 2nd pick of the night, number 18 overall, from the Grizzlies. The Nets are getting the 19th pick overall from the Bucks. The Heat are getting the 20th pick overall from the Warriors. The Jazz are getting the 21st from the Timberwolves. The Nets are getting the 22nd pick, which is, I believe, their 3rd overall pick so far in the first round, from the Bucks. That was from the Hawks. And then pick number 23 from the Pelicans, from the Pacers. 24, once again, Oklahoma City, 2nd pick of the first round from the Clippers. That's funny. The Magic at number 25 from the Nuggets. And then you got Brooklyn with the 26th and 27th pick from the Knicks and from the Rockets. So Brooklyn is going to potentially have enough for a 5-man starting lineup. Then we got Boston with just the 28th pick. And, they got rid of Porzingis and Holiday here. Really trying to, I think, work around what's going to be inevitably an interesting season without Tatum there. So we'll see what happens with what they've been doing lately. They've been dumping big contract guys like Holiday and Porzingis. Porzingis is with the Hawks now. And then Phoenix pick number 29 from the Cavs, and the Clippers pick number 30 from the Thunder. So, yeah, that is going to wrap up the first round of the draft. And if anything crazy happens, we'll probably go through the top 10. I think that should take up about an hour's worth of everyone's evening, and then we can go over the rest of the first night of the draft and anything that we missed tomorrow while we're watching it again. Now that we know that Yahoo Sports is going to be the go-to, they gave that a grade A. Very good. I think it's a great pick. I think it's going to be interesting to watch Brandon Miller, Noppel, and then Melo all on one team and see what they can do. Maybe they can, get to that next level and just, just like it. Just make it happen. Make it work. Put it together. Yeah. So remember, tomorrow night we're going to start off again at 7. And there you go. There's Ace Bailey. I was one pick off from Rutgers. Oh, excuse me. And they're comparing Ace Bailey to Rudy Gay and Michael Porter Jr. I wonder what they're going to grade that. What they are going to grade that, because Utah, between Laurie Markman, Walker Kessler, having another fairly large sized guy that's talented, another one and done coming out of Rutgers, could be interesting. It could be interesting. We'll see what they graded. I think it's honestly, I thought that it was going to be. I thought it was going to be the Hornets that picked up Bailey, but all the same, let's see what they graded. So yeah, tomorrow night, once again, we're going to start off at 7 with round 2 coverage, along with a recap of everything that we didn't cover tonight. So make sure that you guys join, jump in, tune in. Like I said, you're more than welcome to come on the show anytime you want. Hello, mate. Let's see what we got here. Hello, mate. How are you doing? I can see a great stream, but have a low number of audience, which I can help you grow your channel to 1,000 active followers and viewers who will be chat sub to your channel. If you have interest by growing your channel with organic audience, no bot, no fake account, add me now on Discord. My username is Channel Pro. Well, Channel Pro? I'll give that a look. I got a Discord, but I don't really do a whole lot with it. But I do greatly appreciate you coming in and being a part of the show. Thank you very much. But no, I don't have a large audience. That wasn't always the case, though. I was once right there on the verge of monetization and was monetized, but due to my views and opinions on certain things, which, I'm not talking about tonight, because we're talking about basketball and integrating a little bit of Kobe talk in between. Kobe deserves his flowers and his respect with being fucking shitty about it and recognize that he was one of the greatest basketball players to ever step foot in the basketball court, and stop trying to tarnish his name. Put respect on his name if it come out your mouth. Very simple. Don't act like you fucking don't believe that man was one of the greatest players and you didn't watch the Lakers just to see Kobe, even when the Lakers weren't worth a fuck. Who also, by the way, don't have a first round pick in this year's draft. Nice job, LeBron. Fuck. Yeah. Bronny, LeBron, the James gang, they could suck a fucking big fat black baby's dick for all I care, or any colored dick. It doesn't make a difference to me. Not a fan. Don't like him. One kid shouldn't even be playing basketball. He should be playing Xbox games and streaming that instead of taking money away from an organization that doesn't need them just to make history. Come on. At least when the Grippies made history, they wanted to do it for the right reasons, and they were still able to actually play and do well together. So a little bit different with the James gang. And if you think Bryce is going to come in and blow you away with his unbelievable talent, I'm sorry to be the first one to break your heart. If you're hearing it for the first time from me, Bryce is just another Bronny. The gene pool just gets watered down. More kids this fucking guy had, and they're sorry. If it wasn't for the fact that this fool didn't have his last name and has been hyped up since a teenager by the major networks, then nobody would give a shit. But people like me who've been watching the game since the early 80s, and if I'm in close to my 50s, I think I would have more knowledge and perspective on the game of basketball, not to mention that I have an active participant who plays for his high school team along with leagues over the summer. So, yeah, that doesn't make me an expert by any means, but it doesn't discredit me at all. So it's one of those things. You can take it for what it is. And in my opinion, like I said, I have as much right to be on here and talk sports, whether it be basketball or football, my two preferences when it comes to sports. Then I have just as much right to be on here as Stephen A. or Shannon Sharp or motherfucking Whitlock or bitch ass Nick Wright or Rob Parker or a lot of the independent guys. I'd rather listen to some of the independent guys on YouTube than listen to any mainstream media guy. And the guys that decide to come on YouTube from the mainstream media just so they could use profanity and say what they really think, they're still not worth the shit. The only one that I honestly actually respect, OG style, Max Kellerman. Strong, Jewish, fucking, he's a mensch. His brother Sam was killed, manslaughter by James Butler. And before that, it was Max and Sam. They had a little rap thing going on. Even had a little video. Yeah, but Max Kellerman, he knows his shit, and he's the real deal. And like I said, to me, I got mad respect for Max Kellerman. And if I was going to listen to anybody, especially when it comes to boxing, Max Kellerman knows what he's talking about. Sports in general, Max Kellerman knows what he's talking about. And he's a whole lot better of a listen and a watch than the other guys I mentioned, like Stephen A. or bitch ass Shannon Sharp or Whitlock or punk ass Nick Wright. And Whitlock and Nick Wright, they were out here in Kansas City, so I know these fools. I've met these fools and I've interacted with these fools and have conversation with these fools and used to call in on the radio shows and go back and forth with them many a time. And just clowns. Just absolute fucking clowns. But some of the other YouTube creators that I do enjoy, I like Scap. Scap's all right. Got no issue with him at all. Johnny Arnett, respect there. And there's some other ones as well. Those are the two that, right on the top of my head that come to mind. And I've worked with plenty of other channels in regards to sports, like Raw Sports Radio, which was a show that's still on YouTube. Check them out. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can see the episodes to where I was on there with them and had my own segments at times that may or may not be completely all downloaded. I was there for a while, but I was the only white guy in an all-black sports show. So I can handle my own. I'm not worried about it. And I was with Rob the Water God. Been on his show many a time. It's got good, decent following on YouTube. Plenty of episodes there where we didn't talk as much sports as we did politics and life in general. So check out some of those episodes. They're on my YouTube page, on my playlists. Hickory, the dank and underwhelming. Oh, Trey Johnson went to the Wizards. 6th pick, first round. Not too shabby. Guard out of Texas, another one and done. Damn. They got him compared to Tyler Hero and Ray Allen. Well, congratulations, Trey Johnson. Nice. This draft already seems a lot more entertaining and enjoyable and not one-sided like last year's draft, where it was the worst draft, in my opinion, that I'd seen in a long time. Why? Because it was headlined by a scrub-ass kid who can't play, and he was the biggest storyline of the year as far as Bronny. Sorry-ass James. Sorry, Bronny. I don't even, you know what? He's still a kid to me. These motherfuckers, a fraction of my age. But at the same time, can't respect that. Anybody in the right mind knows he shouldn't be on an NBA court. He shouldn't even be on a fucking college team. He might be able to compete with, a varsity team, maybe. But He's not a professional basketball player. Not even close. Pelicans are up next with the 7th pick. See who they end up taking. I wonder if they didn't give a draft grade on Ace Bailey, but we'll see. Pick 7, 8, 9, and 10 still coming up. We got the Pelicans, the Nets, the Raptors, and the Suns to round out the top 10. And hopefully, if I plan things out correctly, that'll probably put us pretty close to that hour, maybe a little bit more, but that's okay. That's just fine. Why? Because I don't have a whole lot else to do, honestly. Besides that, I'm limited in anything that I can do. So I could stay up long enough for an hour, put on a show, and get people to come in and be a part of it and interact. That's great. It's very much appreciated, and I enjoy doing it. I don't have a script, though I do write my own scripts. And just to be clear on this, because I've had this question come up before, when I make a video and I use AI, I write the script. I don't generate the script using AI. That is my script. I don't need AI to write anything for me. I write it by myself. Now, will I have it checked for any kind of grammatical errors? Yes. But as far as having AI write scripts for me and put out my shorts, no, that's me. That's all me. There was one other group of individuals that I did work with. They're a group of veterans, and I don't associate with them anymore, and I don't want to sit here and badmouth anybody because that's just not the way that I operate. If I'm going to badmouth you, I'd rather do it in person, face to face, even though I might not be physically capable of doing so. That's what I would prefer to do. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying that would be my preference, as opposed to starting some kind of YouTube beef or social media beef with a group of clowns that don't deserve the recognition anyway. But my point is that I was with another group of individuals for a great deal of time, close to a year, and had a falling out based on creative differences, we'll call it. And I don't have anything of theirs that's actually mine, since I helped put them up when they couldn't even figure out how to make a short or to keep an audience or be entertaining enough with 4 people to run a fucking show. I had to show them how to do it. Then I did it all on my own. And based on the way, basically, if you have a Russian Jewish guy on the show, that doesn't give you any type of special privilege to say anything about Russians and Jews in way of mockery or making fun of them. So that would be like me being on the Raw Sports Radio show where I'm the only white guy and them calling me a cracker or doing anything like that. No, that doesn't give you the right to do that. That's not how it works. But when I was on this show, they like to take liberties into making fun of my people. You know, if you're going to sit here and make fun of Jewish people and then make fun of handicapped people, and you think it's okay just because you've got a Jewish, Russian, disabled, handicapped person on the show, that's not right. And I spoke up about it. And even though I didn't lose anything. If anybody lost anything, it'd be them losing me. But I don't have any regrets. I'm good. But there's people out there that'll manipulate you and try to use you. And you know what? I'm not about that shit. Like I said, I would rather help people. Take a channel that was around for years, didn't even have, I don't even think they were 20,000 views. Maybe, I think they were at 108 subscribers. I took them to almost that 500 subscriber mark going in, doing the work daily like I've been doing daily on here, and I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to be on every day, at least throughout the week, and weekends we'll see what happens. If there's something for me to talk about, and I don't have to ice my legs because I didn't take or took too many steps, then absolutely. And if not, then you just won't see me on air. Or option number two, I've got my other studio back over there where all my shoes and everything else that I got this stuff back here. I don't know how well you can see, but I got stuff to organize all the shoes. So I got like 30 plus pairs of Jordans now. Can't stop buying these fucking shoes. And we haven't forgot about the sports cards. We got plenty of them to still open up, but we can't do both at the same time. We're usually talking about the draft and basketball and mixing things in between, or we're opening sports cards. And the draft grade on Trey Johnson was an A. Draft grade on Ace Bailey was a B. That's a surprise. Maybe it's just because the maturity level. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I'll give the young man the benefit of the doubt. I think his 18-year-old or not so old age has a lot to do with it. And then finally, Washington, we got a grade on that one, and they gave him an A for Trey Johnson. Can't really complain. Jeremiah Fears ends up going to the Pelicans with the 7th pick out of Oklahoma. Once again, another one and done. Comparisons to Jamal Murray and Jordan Poole, I would take that as a fucking defense. No. You compare me to Jordan Poole and Jamal Murray? Come on, man. Stop. How many one and dones have we had? All right. All of them. If it were me and I were talented like these guys and able to make it into the NBA knowing that I could do it on sheer talent, I would absolutely 100% take my education all that more serious so I have something to fall back on, because even in these recent playoffs, we had 3 Achilles injuries, Lillard, Tatum, and then Halliburton, which I believe that they did confirm it was an Achilles tear. I think they changed it from a lower leg injury to an Achilles, but I don't want to. Let me double check. Nope. Double check. Halliburton injury update. Yeah, torn Achilles confirmed. Yeah, so he will. He could miss. No, he will miss. You don't want to come back too soon from injury. I tell you this from personal experience. Right now, had that not been Mike, not able to speak on certain things, so I'll just keep my mouth shut in the meantime, just like I gave the advice earlier. You keep your mouth shut and you don't write on your fucking friends. That's it. Basic shit. Nothing changes. That's the way it is. And then waiting on Brooklyn for their first pick of the night at number 8. And like I said, they got 5 picks in the first round. That's crazy. Brooklyn might be something to watch here coming up. We'll see. We shall see. But it's a short. I say short. The offseason for the NBA, which starts off again in October, as far as the regular season. Last year it started on the Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. So you're looking the 10th month, October, and it just got done with the finals in the 6th month, June. So you got July, August, September, to where you're starting. There is really a very, very short off season. So These guys, they prepare year round, and they have to in order. A minus on the Jeremiah Fears, and an A on Trey Johnson. Okay. So if he got an A minus and they compare him to Jordan Poole and Jamal Murray, are you saying that Jamal Murray and Jordan Poole are A level grade players? I would have to say no. And we're going to round up the top 10, so we're going to go a little bit over an hour, which is all right. Going to pay for it later, I'm sure, and I know I will. And then as far as picks 11 through 30 go, we're going to cover those tomorrow, and anything that might come up late breaking as far as headlines go, anything that really pops off, I'll let you know. But, nothing crazy. Nothing wild. Nothing that we haven't already spoken of. Or you haven't heard from, a million different other guys. But I'm not trying to be like a million different other guys. I'm just trying to be me. I'm not trying to be me. I am being me. You like it or you don't. I'm not going to change. But yeah, we're going to get the top 10. So waiting on Brooklyn with the 8th pick of the first round. So far, it's been a solid draft. I hope that the class goes down in history as one of the better classes. And based on the players that are coming out of it, it's very possible. I think it could really be done. These guys are going to become professionals. They're not pros yet, even though they're going into the pros. Not pros yet, especially when they're all underclassmen. So there's a reason that they're getting these underclassmen in order to form them, shape them, and mold them the way that they want them to be as professionals in the league. So there's a method behind the madness. People don't understand what goes up. And we got Igor Demon going out of BYU, another one and done, 6'9", 199 pounds. They compared him to Josh Giddey, which, I can't really say anything bad about the pick. I think it's going to be one that's going to need a little bit of work, but I think it's a good pick. I think they're probably going to grade this pick an A. I don't necessarily agree with the comparison to Josh Giddey, but Demon is going to be fine. A little bit of development and just be patient with him. That man will still grow. He will continue to get better. Just give him the chance, give him the opportunity, and you won't be disappointed. We got picks 9 and 10 coming up next. The Raptors at number 9, and then pick 10 of the first round from the Rockets by the Phoenix Suns. And let's recap what we've got so far. Number 1, Mavericks take Cooper Flag, and they grade that an A+. Number 2, Dylan Harper, San Antonio, graded that one a B. And we got 3rd pick of the draft, VJ Edgecombe, grade that to the Sixers A-. Don Nepple, they graded that one an A. 4th pick to the Hornets. 5th pick, Ace Bailey, graded that a B out of Rutgers to the Jazz. With the 6th pick, the Wizards selected Trey Johnson and got an A for that grade. With the 7th pick of the draft in the first round, the Pelicans picked up Jeremiah Fears and they got an A-, so good job. And most recently, Igor Demon out of BYU, 6'9", 199-pound big wing, spread the floor. Comparison to Josh Giddey, don't know what his draft grade is yet, and that's where we're at. So we'll wait on picks 9 and 10, and then we'll wrap things up here. and do it again tomorrow. And then again on Friday. And Friday, depending on circumstance with tomorrow, we'll probably have a recap of the draft and any news that would or did come out with trades, etc. So we'll see what happens. Right now, just waiting on Toronto to make their decision and then see what Phoenix does. Should be interesting. Yeah, KD going to go and be part of the Rockets now. I think that's going to be interesting. I think that could be a very dangerous combination. I think the KD's still got enough in the tank to be that guy. Clearly, he's not going to be a first option, but KD's still dangerous. And if he could stay healthy, then you got a team that this year was the second seed that fell short of their expectations, but maybe Durant is going to be that missing puzzle piece that they need to get over that hump. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe going back down to Texas, down south, staying, maybe he's just where he needs to be. So we'll see what happens. Still waiting on the Raptors with the 9th pick of the first round. And then tomorrow night, once again, we're going to wrap up things and review the entire first round with the remaining picks that we didn't get to tonight because, like I said, we're not trying to go 3-hour live streams. Nobody really wants to tune in for a 3-hour live stream and watch it when they can on television. So I'm here because I want to go and broadcast it the way I want to broadcast it as opposed to listening to it on TV. That's the best way I can explain it to you. And let's see if we got any updates here. Earlier, my son asked me if I was worried about Iran. I said, we should all be a little bit concerned about Iran because they're stupid and crazy enough to do dumb shit if they were indeed to be able to get their hands on weapons of mass destruction. That would be one country that would be reckless with such power. And if you disagree with me on that, that's okay. And as much as I didn't want to say anything or get political about things, so far it's been relatively quiet. No crazy shit's popped off that I've heard. And the only time I'm gonna get worried about anything is when they graded that a C+. Ouch. Wow. Okay. I think it's a little harsh, but all right. C+. But there again, you're comparing him to Josh Giddey, and I'm not sure where the comparison is there. Yeah, he needs to develop a jumper, sure, but there again, you're drafting guys that have only had 1 year of college experience. So you got to be realistic about this. They all need development. None of these guys are going to come off and blow your socks off. None of them. Maybe Cooper Flagg, maybe Dylan Harper, but honestly, I wouldn't, don't expect too much. That's the best way I can explain it. These guys all need to develop. They're all coming into the league very young, and they're all going to be around a very long time, which is the direction I think the league is probably wanting to go by staying and going younger simply because that will give longevity to these players. What's this here? What do we got? I am verified Kick streamer, 34.1K followers. I help small streamers grow their channels, boost visibility, engage their audience, and even meet Kick's verification requirements. Ready to level up your Kick journey? DM me on Discord. All right. Hey, appreciate the info. Appreciate the comment. And I will take a look at that. I do have a Discord, and I can connect it to this and stream that as well. And maybe that's something that I should do. Same with my Reddit, but I don't really do anything on either one of those platforms. I think the reason that I even have and have done anything with those platforms is because of when I started watching the Y-Files with AJ. But we've got our 9th pick in of the first round via the Toronto Raptors. We've got our first sophomore, Colin Murray Boyles, forward out of South Carolina. Comparison, I like this one better. Draymond and Julius Randle. Defense, offense. Okay? I want to see what they grade him at 6'7", 239. I like that. Yeah, you can get in there and play some bully ball. Absolutely. He's got a little bit more experience. So the first sophomore, not the first. Yeah, the first sophomore of the NBA draft goes to the Raptors with the 9th pick. And then waiting on the Phoenix Suns to see who they end up getting from the Rockets via that trade. So let's see who the Suns get. They picked up Dylan Brooks, and they end up picking up Green for KD. So where are they wanting to go? What direction are they going to want to head? I don't know. I really don't know. Still a lot of good players left on the board. And listen, I'm curious. This has probably been the one pick that I've been looking forward to more than anything else. I like the Suns. I got no beef with the Suns whatsoever. I like KD, even though I think that he ruined his career by being the ultimate journeyman, or at least the second ultimate journeyman. You got the ultimate journeyman in LeBron's, the goat of idiots. Rings don't matter. Of course they don't matter, because you weren't able to get enough rings. The only way you're getting a ring is if you're going to the jewelry store. That's it. I'm just waiting for his ass to retire. This man has diluted and ruined the game of basketball since 2003. The sooner he leaves, the better. The league will be a better league. I promise you. That's why these young bucks all going in here. And so far, this guy's the oldest one drafted at 20 years old. Still a young guy. So, good job, Raptors. And maybe if we can get Marquise Noel in there in the rotation, give him a chance to show off those handles and those moves he's got. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I showed you the Marquise Noel. I got a few of his other rookies, and we still got all those cards. I'm thinking if we go live this weekend, we'll open up the rest of these cards, because I got like literally a big, heavy fucking box and a bunch of other stuff. A bunch of Caitlin Clark stuff to open up. I know that I ordered a bunch of Edie rookies, which is what I think that, you know, Edie's my guy. Edie, I see him having a super high ceiling. He just has to maintain a good head on his shoulders and not make a bunch of mistakes. Don't be an idiot. There we go. What we got here? Oh, that's the one I already put up. I got you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys on Kick over here. You guys are all right. People always seem to give kick streamer is a bad name, and I'm not exactly sure if you're out there doing things that you shouldn't be doing just to get clicks and views and likes or whatever. Then yeah, it's not me. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here because, like I said, I like to talk about sports and I like to talk about other things, hot topics, world events, history, science, pseudoscience, even unsolved mysteries, UFOs, cryptids, things that, and just interest me. The paranormal, what happens after this body is no longer any good. Don't know. You can look to religion to answer some of these questions and give you a little bit of insight, but honestly, yeah, the only real way to find out is when you're there, and then you can tell everybody else about it, I guess. But I'm in no hurry, so I did manage to play with the soundboard, and it was pretty cool. The only drawback of it is I've got to switch out the mic from the mic that I'm currently using to a different kind of mic, which I have, but I think it's going to be well worth it. But I'll let you guys decide. I haven't verified 34. Didn't I just put that up? I'm sorry. I thought it was a new one. Like I said, thank you all. And here we go. I feel it coming. They gave that grade an A-. I mean, hey, listen. It's a good move. Listen, he just needs some time to develop, like the majority of every other player that's drafted. There may be, not guaranteed, but there may be exceptions. But you have to wait and see. And we're going to wait on this last pick to round out the top 10 of round number 1 of the 2025 NBA draft. And Cayman Maluak out of Duke. Another freshman, one and done, 7'1", 253, good size. They compare him to Porzingis and Rudy Gobert. I've seen him play. I think that it's a pretty smart move in way of getting somebody in there in the middle for the Rockets. I like the pick. I do. I really like the pick. In replacement of a fill-in for Durant. Granted, he's a young guy. He's not even 19 yet. Another one and done. But I think he's the third Dookie to go in the top 10. So that says a lot to Duke or about Duke. And then the comparisons, Porzingis, injuries, Rudy Gobert. I don't know what to say about Rudy. Rudy's a mystery to me. I don't really understand Rudy. Rudy's an enigma wrapped up in just stupid shit. But that's the top 10. And let's just recap it one last time and we'll wrap it up. Cooper Flag, first overall to the Mavericks. Dylan Harper, number 2, going to the Spurs. Number 3, VJ Edgecombe to the Sixers. Number 4, Con Nepal going to the Hornets. And then number 5, we got Ace Bailey going to the Jazz. Number 6, Wizards pick up Trey Johnson. Jeremiah Fears, pick number 7 to the Pelicans. Number 8 to the Brooklyn Nets going Igor Demon. And pick number 9, Colin Murray Boyle, CMB, going to the Raptors. And then to round out the top 10, Kaman Maluak out of Duke. Via from the Rockets, trade-wise, now a member of the Phoenix Suns. Guys, gals, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We're going to be back tomorrow night. We'll recap the rest of the first round while we take a look at the second round. We'll go through that. And then on Saturday or over the weekend, however you want to look at it, we'll open up the rest of these cards and see what else we've got. And as always, thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being the best part of my day, every day that ends in Y. I greatly appreciate all your patronage. Thank you to Grassroots KC for their sponsorship. And of course, as always, thank you, all the viewers out there, for being a part of this. Once again, I couldn't do it without you, and I really appreciate all your support. Once we grow, it'll pay dividends for everybody. With that, I also want to remind you, grassrootskc.com, code MAX10, 10% off. Always good, 100% guaranteed or your money back. You got the max factor guarantee. Guys, nothing but love for you. I'm excited about tomorrow to recap the draft of night 1. And thank you once again for being a part of the Jump Off Variety Show. I'm your boy Max with the facts. And until tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll see you then. Love you guys. Deuces.